Hello there everybody, this is GameOrNought and we are back with another What's in the Box, this time looking at the Druids of Edora. Before we get started, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow, or whatever it is that you have to do to keep in touch with all things GameOrNought. It is massively appreciated when you do. So let's dive in. So the first thing we're going to look at is the rules and the glossary. So you actually get a rule book and you get a glossary of the magic potions and the various elements that are in the game. There's quite a lot of them, so it's handy to have a separate glossary to go with the rule set. You actually get a rule set for quite a few languages as well. So if you are looking at different languages, there's probably one there that you're going to be able to read. Next up, you get a load of tiles. This is going to make up the playing surface. They put them together and it kind of has a modular element to it. So every game you could be playing on a slightly different looking board, which adds that replayability, which is really appreciated. Plus on top of this, I think for a sort of forest setting, this looks really nice on the tabletop. There you go, really quickly, just throwing that together. It may not be quite right for a proper game, but it just shows you how the board goes together and how it looks really pretty on the tabletop. You also get a little tile which gives you some reminders of things that players can do on their turns and what certain things mean. It's just handy. It's not as handy as maybe the one in the instruction manual, but it's still quite useful to have. Every player also gets their own player board, which allows you to keep track of what resources you've got, what resources you've used, where you are scoring points currently, because it's the sort of game where everything you do is working towards building points or allowing you to score more points in the future. So there's a lot of information to keep track of, and your board does a pretty decent job of helping you do that. And they're in lovely colours as well. Purple is my favourite. Of course, if you're going to be scoring points, then you need a way to keep track of whose points are what total, and so you get a scoring board as well. The Druids of Edora is a 2 to 4 player game, and each player gets a set of resources that they're going to play with in their own player colour: purple, green, yellow, and red. Rather than look at all four, we'll look at one, and you'll see what each player is going to have. So each player gets one of these little boards. This is a way to keep track of how you are going to score points, or what bonuses or what benefits you've got going through the game. Essentially a way to keep track of how am I going to try and win this game. Each player also gets a set of 13 d6 in the colour of their player board. Each player also gets a set of tokens to represent them on the board in their player colour, including a druidic totem that is slightly different for each colour. You also get 2 different sets of standing stone style tokens that you can place on the board, and they have different effects depending on which one you place and where you place them. There are tiles just to keep representative of your score. And each player gets a set of medicinal herbs they can use throughout the game, one side with the herb and one side in your player colour. There's also a set of coloured Stonehenge style pieces. They get placed around the board, and again, they play a part in the scoring system or in how you're going to try and actually win a game of Druids of Edora. And they're in paired colours. You get a set of tokens which represent mystical stones, and again, these are a thing that you're going to use in the game to either get points or to help you to score points later on. There's a central token around which all of these collectible point scoring stones get stored. And you get a load of tokens to represent different options or abilities that you're going to be finding and using in the game to score points, whether that's gaining additional resources or being able to place an extra dice. There's quite a lot of different things that you can do in this game, which is why we have so many tokens here representing all of those extra bits. You get a load of general resource tokens. These are the basic currency you're going to use in the game to play dice or to gather things and gather elements and create potions. These are your general resources that you're going to be using to do those things. I mentioned that you might be making potions, and the potions will give you certain benefits and boons, and there are tokens to represent the effect of the different potions that you can make. There are fire pit tokens. Once you've claimed a particular area of the forest when you're playing the game, you can lay claim to that area, and the fire tokens are used to represent whether an area is available or whether it has already been taken control of. There are mistletoe tokens, and these are primarily a resource used for making those potions, which then give you added bonuses and benefits moving throughout the rest of the game. And last but not least, you get a set of tokens representing different gemstones, which you can equip to your player character, or your druid or priestess. And those gemstones will offer you different abilities, upgrades, or options to score points as you play through the game. So there you have it. That is what's in the box of the Druids of Edora from Stefan Felt and Ravensburger and Alia. There's a lot in the box. There are a lot of various tokens and pieces, which is pretty representative of the game. It is a game full of options, possibilities, and quite a lot of different combinations and ways to win. It's a really fascinating game. A full review will be going up on GameOrNought, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, everything that you can do to keep in touch with GameOrNought and see what we have coming out next. It is all really appreciated. Let us know if you're going to be picking up a copy of the Druids of Edora. And until next time, goodbye.